Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I thought I'd do my first knitting / crochet podcast episode where I'll talk about all my current projects, my upcoming projects, and my recent finished garments. So if that sounds interesting to you, keep watching. So firstly, let's talk about what I'm working on currently. So the main thing that I'm actively working on is the Sabai top by Suzanne Miller. And this is my first knitted garment. I've been trying to get into knitting for honestly like over a month now, and I've took some time to learn the basic stitches and how to do a gauge swatch, things like this, to get the hang of it. And then I decided to jump right into my first project because I thought it would just be easier to just learn as I went while I was making the first top. So I got this lovely butter yellow yarn. I love this certain yellow top on me, even though I know that yellow isn't a typical color that I think matches my skin tone and my hair and everything else, but I thought it would just be really fun, and I'm like, whatever, if it doesn't suit me. I know that I have a niece and she loves this color, and her birthday is coming up sort of soon, so I'm like, I will just gift it to her if it doesn't suit me. So yeah, that's kind of my plan. But anyways, the top so far, this is the front panel. I haven't decided if I want to make the front panel because there's like a few tiny errors like this. I dropped a stitch there and I was just too far gone before I realized, and I'm honestly not that proficient at fixing drop stitches and things like that yet. So yeah, there's a few little imperfections, definitely. I just finished this section where I did the armhole shaping, and now I'm working on the back yoke and getting it to the same point before I'll finally join the round, which I'm eagerly waiting for. It's taking me so long because I had to redo this like multiple times because I couldn't figure out how to do the M1 left increases. The M1 right I found fairly straightforward, but the M1 left I was for some reason really struggling with because I was kind of doing my knit stitches differently than I think typical patterns assume you're doing it. So it was just harder for me to understand like the tutorial videos that were explaining the increases because I was doing it in a different way, and then it was just getting all messed up, and I was getting so frustrated that I had to frog it a few times from that, and I was having weird holes in it where the increases were, which I still feel like I kind of am. Like, it's still not really perfect on the increase section, but I had to let it go because I've redone the top so many times, and I'm like, it's my first piece. If it's not perfect, it's fine. I'll just learn from my mistakes and I will be more critical with my next pieces. But for this, I just wanted to get something going so I wouldn't lose momentum. So yeah, I had to scrap that because of the increases, and then I had to scrap it because my when I put the stitches on, or I don't know what happened, I think when I was casting on, my stitches were all twisted, and I thought it would like work itself out. I don't know why I thought that. I thought with time and with more work done, I would be able to untwist it, but that wasn't the case, obviously. So I had gotten like pretty much this far and then realized there was no going back with the twistedness, so I needed to scrap the whole thing, which was so frustrating because it took me so long and I was so excited. And now I have like such messy balls of yarn from having to unravel it. So yeah, it's really unfortunate, but finally I think on Thursday, and today's Tuesday, so this is 5 days work, which I think is pretty good for my first official garment. So this hopefully will be the final version. I'm pretty confident this is the final version because I don't have the brain power to scrap it again. But yeah, anyways, this is obviously the neckline, and then that's going to be the armhole shaping, and then I'm working on the back, and it's like kind of like a wide boat neck style top, and it has, I know it's kind of supposed to be like this, and I know it naturally rolls into itself, and I don't know, I'm hoping with blocking and stuff the neckline is gonna look a little less funky. But I'm thinking, I know a lot of people like add kind of crochet techniques into their knitting, and I would really like to do that and see how I can incorporate both. So I'm thinking if it's still looking a little unfinished, I might do like a single crochet border around the neckline and maybe the sides too, just to make it look a little more polished, because I know it's not gonna look polished as my first garment, which I'm okay with, I've come to terms with. But yeah, anyways, this is what it's looking like. I'm still not sure how I feel about the color on me. I think it's cute. I just don't know if I'll feel like the most confident in this color. Like, I don't know if I think it suits my skin tone the most and stuff, but anyways, I think it's cute. I think it's been a really good first garment and learning new techniques, and I'm really excited to be more of a knitter now. So yeah, anyways, long way to say this is my first knit project, and I'm really looking forward to finally joining in the round because I think it's gonna be much quicker then, and then I can get on to my next projects that I'm excited for. So anyways, some other projects that I'm working on that have kind of gone to the wayside because I've gotten so into this knitting is I tried to make this little like makeup / project bag. It's really messy. I kind of just was getting so frustrated with it, and I just like put it to the side. But anyway, I added the zipper. It looks really messy. I'm gonna need to re-sew it in. I'm not in any way a sewer, so it looks really messy and quite honestly bad. I'm trying to do also like a border to make it more neat at the end, but I got so confused with how I want to stitch it together because I wanted it to be, you know, more 3D, and this is gonna be so like flat, and that's not what I was going for. So I think I need to rework the whole shape and everything, and I'm just so frustrated with this because I was really excited about it, and then it just did not go to plan, which happens, but I just got too annoyed and kind of gave up on that. And then I also briefly started this this is a lace weight yarn, so obviously super thin, and I got it to try more for crochet, but then I was like, I really don't want to deal with the chart. I kind of want to do something I already know, and I really love this beautiful like dark teal color. I think it's really pretty, and yeah, I think it's a really unique color. So I started another far top, which I have my white one that I've made. I'll show you a picture here. So I wanted to make another one in this lovely blue color, but I don't know, I'm just not sure if it's long enough again. I have a really fear of it not being long enough because my other one I made slightly not big enough, and it's kind of a struggle to get on, and it's really frustrating because I love it. I think it looks so nice. I think it's like one of my best looking finished crochet pieces, but because of the fit, I can't really reach for it that much. And again, I didn't really make it big enough, so now like the bust is just kind of too small and I'm not really comfortable wearing it. So I wanted to try and make one that I'll feel comfortable wearing it, and that it will be a really great summer piece because it's also made out of the super thin, lightweight yarn and the super pretty color. So I really want to get back to this because I think I do have it at a good size. I restarted a few times to make sure it was a good size because sometimes it's hard to tell before you get into the chain and everything, right? Like into the foundation chain, and see how the stitches actually work up, because usually it shrinks a little bit, right, once you're really getting into the work. So yeah, I'm excited about this. I really want to get back to this after I've got over my knitting frenzy a bit. Hopefully I'll get into that in the next few weeks. And then finally my last whip. Very small progress because again, I got into my knitting and kind of put it to the side, but my boyfriend's cousin really wants me to make her a little, well, she said a sweater, but now that it's summertime, I thought it would make more sense to make her just a shirt, a t-shirt. So I'm making her just a simple raglan style t-shirt. Obviously not much progress to be shown, and it looks super tiny because I've kind of just been guessing the size, but it might be too small. She's pretty small, so I thought it would be fine, but I don't know. I'll probably just keep going and see if it seems wide enough once I get to the part where you split for the sleeves, or split for the under the armpits. But yeah, this is all I have going for that right now. But yeah, it's really cute. I really like this cotton bamboo yarn and this color, so I think it's gonna be super cute. I just need to get back into it because again, it's a raglan. It's super simple, super quick. I've made lots of these style tops, so I know it would be a quick, cute little project, so I should get back into that. But yeah, just kind of put to the wayside because also my yarn was from, it's kind of my stash yarn from a different project, and the ball of yarn is again just a mess. And I have a yarn winder, but I'm not the most proficient at using it yet, so it just kind of has gone again to the wayside with my knitting. So hopefully I'm just kind of more of a monogamous project person, and so it's just kind of, everything has kind of just been on the back burner, but hopefully soon I'll get back into those projects. And then another project that I can't seem to find right now is this mesh, not really mesh, sorry. It's I'm making like a fuzzy, similar to this color, a dark blue. I want to make it a long sleeve. I'm not sure I have enough yarn to make it a long sleeve, or if it will be just a short sleeve tank top, but it's gonna be it's like an alpaca mohair substitute yarn from Hobby, about Alpaca Blaze, I think, and then also just cotton. It's actually like some Turkish cotton, I don't know, like pretty thin cotton, and I'm just holding both those together to make a nice fuzzy long sleeve that I've seen a lot in knitting. And because I didn't know how to knit when I came up with this project, I wanted to make a crochet one. But yeah, it's just kind of, again, gone to the back burner with my knitting, and because it's super frustrating to work with this alpaca yarn because it's very hard to unravel, very hard to frog. So when I'm not 100% happy with it, I get kind of frustrated because I can't really undo it, but I don't have enough yarn to like start a new whole garment. So yeah, until I rework what's happening with that, it's gonna be on the back burner again because I can't find it either. Really not sure where I put it, so it's really weird. But yeah, so that is all my whips and things that I'm working on right now. And then for some upcoming projects, I'm really liking the look of a lace knit poncho, like I can't remember what it's called, the blumette poncho, I think. I really like the look of that one, or yeah, just kind of those flowy, summery, thin sweaters, kind of for wearing at night when it's a little cooler. I really like the look of those, and I think they'd be really practical even going into the fall and things like that. So really loving the look of those. I also just want to make some more basics now that I'm getting into knitting. I think it's really good to start kind of creating more basics in my wardrobe, such as I think blouse number 1 or blouse number 4 by My Favorite Things Knitwear. I really like the look of that. I also like the look of the Ivy blouse by Petite Knit. Yeah, those are kind of like the basics that I'm thinking might be good also as a beginner. Let me know if you have other beginner staple knitting patterns that you think would be really good to try. But yeah, those are kind of my plans because I don't really know if summer knits are really the most practical for me, because I really like to wear quite thin garments in the summer. And even this cotton, it's an 8/6 cotton, so it's a little bit of a thicker cotton. And again, I'm just not sure if it's going to be the best for super hot summer here in Bratislava. Right now it's about 35 degrees. I know we're having a heat wave, but I think it's going to be a pretty hot summer, so I don't think it's going to be the most practical. It might be better for layering in the fall and things like that, because I'm making it a nice boat neck. So I think it's going to be a nice elegant top, but maybe not the most practical for a hot summer day. But yeah, so that's my plan. I'm also thinking of making a crochet swim cover up. I really like the look of this mesh vest that I made, which I adapted from the Eternal Seasons cardigan by Jewel Makes, and I just didn't add sleeves, so it's just a vest with buttons, and I really like the look of that. So I think I might do another one of those, and I might do a tie button band, or not button band, but like I might just do ties instead of buttons, because honestly I tend to just find button bands kind of annoying, and yeah, just not the most wearable for me. So I think that might be good to make a tie version of that. I have this nice thin light blue yarn, similar kind of to this color, and I really like the look of that. So I would like to make kind of a lightweight vest for summer. And yeah, that's kind of my upcoming plans so far. I am excited to start making some summer or some fall sweaters come August, but I think until then these are the projects that I'm going to be working on. Maybe a few other projects in the meantime, but I don't know. This is taking obviously a lot longer than typical crochet projects that I do because I'm brand new to it, and again, it's a slower process. But yeah, those are what I'm excited about at the moment. Let me know what you're working on this summer and what your current whips are. And yeah, if you have any future video ideas you'd like to see from me, please let me know. And I hope you have a great day, and thank you so much for watching. Bye!